What's up, everybody? It's Will Productions here, and today we're going to be kicking off race number 7 of the Netflix Lower Series in Season 3 off at Rockingham. So with that being said, let's talk about these points. In first place, we have Rodriguez, followed by Justin Song, Olivia Dean, Random Mazpan, Max Sensen, Crazy Bob, Gio Tran, Prim Glocks, Nerd Mom, Justin Joey, Rob Statue, Maddie Obeyed, Cody Gomez, Damon Wool. And then down here, we have the Disease Spreader, Eli Tabor, Nick DeCapo, Evan Fran, William O'Donnell, Joshua Rodriguez, Zakiri Reedus, Puerto Rico YT, Even McAllister, Jonas Walter, Rox Tessie, Charlotte Hangeveld, Chase Smith, and Delilah Jones. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about our lineup for today. On the point, we're going to have the number 43 of Brandon Mazpan for Los Hermanos, our Season 2 champion, leading us to the green flag, and driver/teammate Rodriguez in the 18, who is also our points leader on his outside, sponsored by Oscar Mayer. And Random Mazpan is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Bread. Back here in the back of the field, we'll see the number 06 of Prim Glocks, who won our last race at Daytona, the Daytona Road Course, actually. Unfortunately, she was not earned a new sponsor, so hopefully we can get her one, because she really deserved that win, and she got her first career win in the Netflix Lower Series. Last time we raced at this track, Damon Wool won in the Netflix Lower Series, so hopefully we can see some good stuff here for him today. And like I explained in the Truck Series, the entire HSR team is gone, but we still have Vox Teskey and Delilah Jones as the other rookies, as well as Charlotte Hangeveld. So with that being said, the green flag's back out in the air. The green flag is out in the air for the first time today. We're racing here at Rockingham, North Carolina. Random Mazpan leading with help from Season 1 champion Max Sense in the 90 close behind. I don't know if I said everything I wanted to say in the intro lineup there, but hopefully I did. Prim Glocks is actually finished second in the Truck Series race here today, so we'll see if she can do something good here in the Lower Series. Trouble behind. William O'Donnell sideways in front of the field. All I saw, he's going to continue sliding. It looks like Cody Gomez is going to barely get out the way, not quite, taps him, and he gets sent back in the correct direction. Rob Statue on fire. The caution comes out early on here at Rockingham. Something tells me it has to do with that domino effect that we saw happening a lot in the Truck Series yesterday, coming off turn 2. We'll know here as we go to the replay. There it is, coming off turn 2. Looks like Eli got turned by Joshua, got turned up into Maddie Obeyed, who went down into William O'Donnell, and that's what sent the 5 sliding. Disease Spreader came back down after hitting the wall and slammed into Rob Statue, and Joshua Rodriguez up on top of the wall, almost over. Huge crash there for the 97. I believe when he got sideways, he got clipped by the 34 or something of Eli Tabor. He went down, and then that's when he hit Disease Spreader, came back up, hit the outside wall. Here it is again. Yep, there it is, hit Disease, and Cody Gomez is actually the one that sent him back up into the wall. William O'Donnell had the least of it, honestly. That's the only one that I saw wreck, though, but we'll see you on the restart, folks. Here we are back on the restart, folks. The pace car is in. Stage 1, by the way, is going to end on lap 18. So we're about a third of the way through the first stage. As the green flag flies in the air once again, the two of the Los Hermanos cars lead us back to the line. Los Hermanos having a pretty good day besides Joshua Rodriguez, who just crashed horribly coming off turn 2 there, almost flipped over. But we're back green here as Season 1 champion and Season 2 champion go head-to-head for the lead here at Rockingham Raceway. Max Sensen shoving up the track. He's going to wash up a little bit into Random Mazpan, but Random's going to have that superior line on the outside lane, so we'll see if he can work it here. Puerto Rico YT in the 12 is also trying to make his way up here. Vox Teskey and Charlotte Hangeveld are also making their way into the top 5. Very close action here. I think even McAllister just tapped the 27. It looks like they are going to save it, though. As they come into turns 3 and 4, they're going to continue battling for the lead. And around they go into the wall. Olivia Dean sideways. Gio Tran as well. Huge contact coming off turn 4. And the caution will come back out. It looks like Gio Tran will save it, though. Nothing too big. Oh, more cars sideways. It's Delilah Jones now in front of the field. Big wreck here. Caution is out. Let's go to the replay and see what happened to these cars. Looks like Jonas Walter was behind the 82, tried to go through a window that just was not open. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. His teammate Gio Tran in the 10 right there slides up the track after he gets loose, gets stuck in between those two girls, and then just slides up the track into Olivia Dean. Pause for what I just said there, but then Gio Tran slides back down into Eli Tabor. And something happened to Delilah. I'm not sure how she got turned. It looks like Chase Smith, who I believe that is behind her, might have clipped her into the wall there. Possible accidental right hook, but who knows? Unless we can get a different angle here. She's still getting hit too. Camera's on Joshua. Oh, he crashed again. Oh, he took out Crazy Bob this time. And Cody Gomez also got involved in the wreck. And then there's Jonas, try to thread the needle there, just couldn't do it. And it does look like Chase Smith might have accidentally put Delilah into the wall as they were slowing down for the caution flag. Hopefully she won't be too upset about that, but of course her day might be over now that she's got that damage on her car. Look at that hood. Lots of damage to the 94. And it looks like in the time to look at the replay, we've gotten back to the restart, so the pace car is going to pull in. We're restarting on lap number 13. We've got about 7 laps to go on the stage. Actually, no, 6. 6 ad. Okay, why did I say that, chat? 3 wide off turn 2 already, and there's contact. Charlotte Hingeveld up in the air and over. Huge crash for the 88. Multiple cars into the big one at Rockingham. 8, 9, almost 10 cars it looks like might be involved. I saw someone else almost fly into the fence. Charlotte Hingeveld had a near-death experience right there, almost flying through the catch fence during that wreck. The caution is out, and the race is going to be halted for a moment as we clean up here. The cars are damaged. Charlotte Hingeveld still somehow driving that car upside down and over in front of the field. Josephine stalling with a lot of damage on the hood. Damon Wool, Chase Smith, Zakir Reedus, Prim, everybody. Let's go to the replay and see what happened there. Coming off 2, they're 3 wide. It's Chase Smith, Puerto Rico, and Charlotte Hingeveld from bottom to top of the track. Chase Smith tries to come up when there's not a lot of room, sends Charlotte and Puerto Rico into the wall. Charlotte climbs the wall. She gets up in the air, almost into the fences. Prim slides into her with absolutely nowhere to go. She almost sends her in through the fence, and luckily Josephine Stong was there to stop the momentum, or else she definitely would have flew into the catch fence there. And there was more trouble behind as Charlotte rolls over once and lands on top of Joseph's car there, reminiscent of possibly Ryan Newman, actually. That's actually very ironic that there's a blue car landing on top of a U.S. Army car. Reminds me of Talladega, but it's not the same track, unfortunately. So there's a lot of cars sliding down to the apron here. You see Chase Smith, Zakir Reedus, Puerto Rico YT. Everybody just sliding down to the ground here. Huge wreck for the 88. And I'm pretty sure I did see someone else get on top of the wall. I believe it was Justin Joey, but we'll have to see it from a different angle to confirm. And here it is. Oh, Evan sent Justin into the wall. Oh my God. Oh, wow. William O'Donnell. Oh, everybody hit that inside wall a ton. William O'Donnell, Gia Tran, Evan Ferran, everybody. Watch the bottom of the track here. There goes Gia, William. There goes Evan, Olivia, Nick DiCaprio, everybody. Oh my God. What an insane wreck. Am I Dr. Seuss? Why am I rhyming everybody's names together? Huge wreck here at Rockingham, folks, but we will see you on the restart. Alright, folks, stage 1 ended under caution. Max Sensen took the stage victory, and we're going to be restarting here on lap number 18 to kick off stage 2, which will end on lap number 36. Green flag back out in the air. Random Mazepin is going to get the jump on the outside lane with help from teammate Roy Rodriguez. Vox Teskey for Blazing Motorsports is going to make her way up into the top 3 behind Season 1 champion Max Sensen. How about that? And around they go again. William O'Donnell saves it, but it's not going to be the same for Evan Ferran. Multiple cars hard into the wall. Joshua Rodriguez upside down, climbing the inside wall. Now he's going to barrel roll coming into turn 3. Disease Spreader is also upside down, sliding into corners 3 and 4. Joshua Rodriguez will land on his wheels, and the caution is going to come out immediately on the restart here for stage number 2. Big, huge wreck on the backstretch. Multiple cars with a lot of damage. Evan Ferran, I saw Delilah Jones as well. Eli Tabor has a lot of damage. Evan Ferran is still on fire. Joshua Rodriguez. Justin Joey doesn't have a lot of damage. Let's look at the replay and see what just happened there. Coming off 2. William, I think, got clipped by Eva McAllister. That 5 car on the left side of your screen. Just barely saves it. Then Joshua Rodriguez comes down and Evan Ferran clips Eli Tabor and Evan. They go down the track but also save it. But then Jonas Walters sends the 97 into the outside wall. He climbs it, nearly flips like he did at the beginning of the race. He's now nearly flipped 3 times, but then He thinks it's over. Probably had a little scare, but then the Z-Spreader and Damon Wool come in and clip him on the left side, send him into the inside wall, has a huge lick, almost flies over the pit wall, and the Z-Spreader and Joshua Rodriguez are just on for the ride. Damon Wool is lucky that he did not also flip over, or else that could have been tragic. And this is asphalt, so Joshua Rodriguez is feeling every single impact of that wreck, and that is a huge crash for the 97. Here it is again. From slow motion so we can see it better. You see he comes up, thinks it's over, but then gets clipped by the Z-Spreader and Damon Wool. Slides down into the inside wall. Huge hit on the driver's side. Then in comes the Z-Spreader, sending him up and almost over the wall. And then Joshua Rodriguez has no choice but to just sit back and hold on tight as he flies off of the wall, lands on the roof, and the car begins to tumble. The Z-Spreader luckily did not flip over. And I say luckily because he mainly just slid on his roof, which dissipated most of his momentum. Same with Joshua, but of course it's going to be a lot worse if he's flipping over almost 70, almost 80 miles per hour on straight asphalt, especially on the apron where it's a bad angle to be landing anywhere on the car. But the Z-Spreader luckily just had to endure the feeling of sliding upside down. A lot of blood probably rushed to his head, but he'll most likely be fine. And look, he ended up flipping over anyways. Oh, Eli Tabor and Justin Joe, what happened to them? Oh God, Eli Tabor is upside down as well. What is going on? 3 cars upside down in the same wreck. It's giving off Bristol. Why did we even switch tracks? Look at that huge crash in the background. Eli comes back up and gets turned by his own teammate Evan Ferran hard into the outside wall, flips up and over. Justin Joey just barely stopped in time. And it looks like in the duration it took us to look at all those replays, we're coming back to the restart anyway. So the pace car is back in, the green flag's back out in the air. Max Sensen will lead us back to the line alongside Random Mazepin. Box Teske is still in the top 3. Roy Rodriguez in tow. Nernamam on the outside with her teammate Zakir for Team Preppy. Both of those cars going head to head for the top 5 spot. Lap 22 of 36. We've just got around 15 laps to go. Oh, it's 23 actually. Now it's going to be 24. Lap 24 of 36. We've got around 17 laps to go to the end of stage 2. Max Sensen with a good lead. Random Mazepin behind, trying to get a good run. Here comes Nernamam in the 63. She's trying to make a run with her Sephora car. Box Teske, the rookie, is also trying to make a run, and she's going to make contact with the 63. The 64 and 63 are going to go off the track and save it. Those 2 girls are tussling. Box is still trying to make a run. Will she be able to do it? Roy Rodriguez, the 18, is also behind her. Will he be able to get around her? Lap 20, I think actually 6 now. 11 to go in the stage. Coming in turns 3 and 4, Max Sensen is still leading. Random Mazepin is ever so slightly gaining on him. Last lap, he clocked in at a 0.25 behind Max Sensen. This lap, it'll be... We're going to see in a second here as the leaderboard updates. 0.17. He gained about 6 seconds on the number 90 car of Max Sensen. Coming off turns 3 and 4, the 43, Random Mazepin. It's not going to have it easy here, battling with Max Sensen. Nernamam in the 63, close behind. Box Teske, 64, in 4th. Roy Rodriguez, there's a lap car up ahead. Let's see if they'll slow down the main field here. The pack could have a little bit of issues coming into these next corners. It's Chase Smith in the 14 for Worldwide Racing Team. That's the actually teammate of the guy who's leading the race right now, Max Sensen, technically also his driver. And they make it around him with ease. Well, the first 2 guys do at least. Nernamam having a little bit of trouble getting around the 14 off turn 2 there, slowing her down a bunch. And now it's going to be a breakaway from the 90 and the 43 as we wait for the rest of the field to get around the 14 here. A lot of their momentums have been dissipated now by the 14 of Chase Smith, and now they're going to make it around as Box Teske goes to the inside. Not a good line to have, though. She should have went outside because that's a more dominant lane. A little bit of contact there from the 14 and 64, but it looks like there's not going to be a crash. We've got about 7 laps to go here at the end of the stage. Here comes Damon Wool checking up the 90 hard as they come into the corner, make a little contact. Max Sensen slides and saves it, getting up to the corner panel, the 77. Damon Wool gives the lead up to Random Mazepin, and now he's going to slow down the field. There's just a huge crash behind him. Zacchaeus is barrel rolling across the track, past the pit wall, coming into turn 3. He gets hit again by Crazy Bob. Even McAllister slams it in 92. Huge crash in turns 3 and 4. Jonas Walter slams in there. Olivia Dean as well. Cody Gomez stuck on the bottom of the track, and the caution is going to come out with just 5 laps to go on the stage. Huge, massive wreck here at Rockingham. We just can't catch a break. What actually is this race? There's so many cars going upside down and in the air. I can't even fathom the amount of wrecks that we've seen today. This is insane. This is brutal. The caution is out. Let's look at the replay and see what happened. We're gonna leave the replay up. I mean the ticker up just in case to see if anything bad will happen. I mean if the race restarts before the replay is up. We'll see Zakir coming off turn 2 with Chase Smith, and then he just right hooked him into the wall, sends flying up in the air, almost upside down. Well, he's pretty much upside down, obviously. He's tumbling across the track 180, 190 miles per hour almost. Well, I wouldn't say that. This isn't super speedway. Then, oh my God, Crazy Bob just comes in, just slams right into him. Luckily, it was the passenger side, though, and even McAllister has nowhere to go. Crazy Bob, Zakir, Reedus both slide down the track, and most of those guys miss him, but I believe Cody Gomez hits Crazy Bob there, and a few more guys clip the 38 as he slides down to the ground. Let's look at this again. Up in the air, sliding end over end across the track, tumbling. Has no choice but to just sit there, and then Crazy Bob gives him a huge smack, adding a whole bunch of momentum as he slides into the outside wall, and a couple more cars get into it as well. Justin Joey and Nick DiCaprio slip by on the outside. We'll see you folks on the restart. Welcome back to Rockingham, everybody. Stage 2 ended under caution, and it looks like Max Sensen will take stage 1 and 2. So could he go for the win here, folks? Green flag's back out in the air. Stage 3 is underway. Let's see who's going to win this race. Max Sensen getting all those playoff points. Oh, there's more lap cars at the front of the field again, like we saw in the truck series, and that's going to slow down Vox and a couple other cars as Mario Bade almost turns her. Down the track, she's going to come up and retaliate and sends herself into the wall. Vox Teskey sliding, hard hit into the inside wall. I saw Gia Tran stuck on the track, and now the caution's going to come out once again. Huge, huge wreck there for the, I believe, the 65. That was massive there. Gia Tran in the pits. Let's see what happened. Coming off turn 2. Vox Teskey tries to get out the way of Random Mazepin, who's being slowed up by the lap car of Gia Tran. Then she almost gets turned by Mario Bade. Obviously, she doesn't like that, so she's going to come back up and retaliate here. But she's 3 wide with the 43. Her spotter did not let her know that, I don't think. So she comes back up, tries to give the 7 a little bump, but it's a horrible angle, and she ends up getting right hooked into the 43 instead, sending Gia Tran into the inside wall and Random Mazepin into the outside. Nick DiCaprio also gets slowed up. The 10 of Gia Tran sliding down to the inside wall here, almost saves it, but can't quite correct the car in time, and has a huge hit right there into the inside wall. Vox Teskey goes around. The 27 and the 7 go around her and save it. 43, Random Mazepin gives her a little bit of a tap, and everybody else is going to make it around on the inside lane. Not too big of a crash for anybody but Gia, really. Just bad judgment from the 64 here. Look at again, and wow, what a hit for Gia. And that was the driver's side too. Hopefully she's okay, but she's been through a lot worse wrecks I've seen in my time. So she's strong, and hopefully she'll be okay, and we'll see you on the restart. Welcome back to Rockingham, everybody. It's lap 41, but we're coming back to the restart here on stage number 3 to see who's going to win this race. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out in the air. Roy Rodriguez and Max Sensen leading us back to the flag, and Nurna Mom is going to make it 3 wide early on, actually. Season 1 champ in the middle of these 2 drivers, and they're going to make contact. Roy Rodriguez upside down. So is Nurna Mom. Huge crash. Random Mazepin slides into her, and the caution is going to come out again as there's a huge wreck ensuing coming into turns 3 and 4. For the millionth time today, a car is upside down. Horrible, horrible wreck coming off too there. Golly, can we go 1 lap without someone being absolutely brutally publicly executed? Like, god dang. Let's just go to the replay and see what happened, folks. Coming off turn 2, it looks like they're 3 wide. You see Nurna Mom 3 wide with Max Sensen and Roy Rodriguez. Then Roy climbs up the wall, gets sent upside down. Then Max Sensen sends the 63 flipping. I believe she weight shifted. Then Royce just on top of the 90. Random Mazepin, nowhere to go. Slams into the 63 while she's flipping. And then sends himself into the inside wall. Huge wreck. Then Roy Rodriguez lands on his passenger side. Just slides there for a little bit before eventually coming to rest on his wheels. Flipping a few more times off camera there. And then Max Sensen and his teammate Mario Bay get collected in it again. Here it is from a different angle. And you see the 63 flipping wildly. Vox Teske goes around, just barely clips the 5. A lot of other cars, Prim Galax I see, is in there. Here it is again, 63 gets clipped, Random Mazepin into the inside wall, and Roy Rodriguez flips back onto his wheels luckily. Huge wreck here at Rockingham. Well folks, we'll see you on the restart once again, I suppose. Alright folks, the pace car is back in. We're on lap 48 of 60. Green flag back out in the air, and we're racing at Rockingham once again. Will we be able to survive these next few laps? Just a little bit over 10 to go here at the race in North Carolina. Let's see if we'll be able to make it through. William O'Donnell in the 5 hasn't won a Netflix Lower Series race or any Nyackers race in his entire career. He's been racing since season 1 of the Netflix Lower Series. And he currently competes in the Amazon Racing League as well, but hasn't won a race there quite yet either. 3 seasons of failure for the 5. William O'Donnell has had the C's part for him. 99% of the field is pretty much gone, and he has nothing standing in his way. But he does have 2 rookies and a veteran in the form of Vox Teske, Prim Galax, and Eva McAllister respectively, chasing him down for this victory. And with that, he also has 10 laps to go, this time by, to win this race. Does William O'Donnell finally win a Nyackers race after so long? Team USA trying to get the win here at Rockingham. Will they be able to pull it off? Vox is looking a little bit too far away to make a pass anytime soon, but she's still got a few more laps left inside of her car, hopefully. Well, more than a few. We've got 8 laps to go this time by. 9. Coming into turns 3 and 4 once again, she's still trying to make a run on the 5. William O'Donnell's trying to stay ahead. If he keeps up this momentum, he could get his first ever Netflix Lower Series win in over 3 seasons of racing. And finally break his dry streak of over, I'm pretty sure, 72 races now. Coming onto the backstretch once again, lap number 53 of 60. And the yellow flag is out, trouble on the backstretch. It's Justin Joey. There he is, on fire. The caution will come out with just 7 laps to go, I believe. Let's go to the replay and see what happened to him. Coming off turn 2, his teammate, Nick DiCaprio, gets in, and of course he flips upside down. Yet another car upside down here at Rockingham. Luckily, he does not flip for as long as the others did. Just did one slight roll, landed it, and somehow continued driving that car. Here it is again, hard into the outside wall. Nick tries to get out the way, sends him to the inside. Almost takes out Joseph Stalling as well. Both of them saved it big time, though. That was a great save from those 2 cars. We'll see you folks on the restart. Welcome back to Rockingham, everybody. The pace car is pulling in. Lap 57 of 60. We're going to be restarting on lap 58. 3 laps to go. Who will win at Rockingham? Vox Teske is going to get the jump on the outside with help from her fellow female teammate. Not teammate. Well, they're not teammates, but they're both girls. So, girl power. They're going to push to the lead here as the 5 of William O'Donnell loses the lead. He's going to have to chase Vox Teske down if he wants this win. Vox, the rookie, is trying to make a win. He's surrounded by only girls. He has no teammates, and they're all up here biting down on him. 2 laps to go at Rockingham. Does the rookie, Vox Teske, after only just 3 races, win her first race ever in the Nyackers racing division? Here they come, off turn 4. White flag in the air for the 64 car. Does William O'Donnell have one more lap left inside of him to get around the 64? Eva McAllister less than a car length behind him. Here they come down the backstretch. Vox Teske still holding him off. Engine pushing strong, coming into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Vox Teske for the number 64 of Blazing Motorsports is going to take the win here at Rockingham. How about Vox Teske? If that ain't something, the 64. Only been racing for 3 races, gets her first win in just less than half the race length of the season, honestly. That's not what I meant to say. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Vox Teske burning it down here in North Carolina. How about that? She's going to get a Netflix Lower Series win this season before either of her teammates. That is amazing. That's now 2 rookies that we've seen win this weekend. We could see a rookie win in the Cup Series. That would be something. I'm sure Damon is going to be very pleased with his teammate winning this race / driver. You know, they didn't have too great of a race today. Damon and Cody both had major crashes, but Vox pushed through it all despite being in a lot of the crashes herself and managed to somehow pull off the victory over William O'Donnell. And I know William is probably very, very upset with himself and probably Vox. If that caution hadn't come out, he most likely would have won this race. But, you know, Justin and Nick foiled his plans. Likely not intentionally, though. But regardless, Vox is your winner here at Rockingham Raceway. And she has secured her name into Nyakker's history books. Yet another female driver wins in the Nyakker's racing division. That is amazing. Really, really just showing their speed here today, folks. With that being said, Vox is going to... Whoa, where are you going, girl? Slides up the banking. She's new to all this, so of course she probably wouldn't know how to pull in properly quite yet. That was way too fast, Vox. Alright, folks, and she's going to back it up into her pit, not quite. And now she's going to come in. So with that being said, folks, this has been Blowover Productions. This was the Netflix Lower Series racing at Rockingham, and we'll see you at our next race at Kentucky. So with that being said, peace.